Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European Indices for the 29th of March. I'm just going to stay with the intraday charts here. They're all pretty much the same. Even the S&P is the same as well. I think trading strategies is good, and the DAX here, the 11,500 here. So as I spoke last time here, is that we can only go long once we've got this particular pattern in place here, and this pattern would make the 11,500 as the support. So if we get another move up here into the 50-60% retracement level area here, that will be this high here, and then we would have an A and a B and a C. So after that, and we've got that high here, that second high, we can go long on that. So that will get us into the trend, and that will keep us safe. On the downside, if this market is basically retesting the 11,500 area here, so it could just basically drop from here, or even there may be another little move up through here, and then they'll have this ABC pattern here, but it will just continue to move down further that way. But either way, long trades take that top out here, and short trades can take these lows out here. So 11,400 as a resistance would trigger in the short trades on this side here. In terms of looking at this on the cash market, this is the low 5-minute chart here. We can count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So in fact, we can count an impulse wave up to this particular point here, and then this can be counted as an A and a B and a C here for a corrective move, and then another 5 waves up here with an A and a B and a C. So it's likely that we can go high here, but we wouldn't want to go higher until we had this level, the 11,500, as the support here. It can still be corrective up here. All I'm pointing out is we're still getting impulse waves coming, pulsing to the upside here. So yeah, shorting below the 400 here on this low here would be a catalyst. Then that means that this is broken down. All of these patterns are broken down at that particular point. That's the main takeaway from here, and this pattern's the same as the UK market as well. So when we look at the FTSE, it's pretty much the same, but it's got a slightly different pattern here in that we've got this A wave, B wave here, and we're looking for 5 waves up here in this particular space here. And we're looking for, as once before, looking for this 50-60% area here. So this market's like way ahead here. And in this instance here, we wouldn't go long unless we've got the arrival here, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the corrective pattern here, and then we would have this to go long on at that point. So we can go long from there. Otherwise, we're going to fail from this point. And this trend line through here, if we count this as wave C up here with 5 waves in terms of 1 and 2, then 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pretty close to the third. So we should see further upside come into play here. Once again, the problem here is that if this is bullish here, then we could get trapped on the short side here. So from this low here to say this high here, that would leave the 61.8%. It may even stretch out to the 3 here, who knows, or it could even fail within group 2 here. But the 50-60% retracement level is still way back down through to here. So I think if you're going to go short, then do it from up here rather than down here, because you'll get trapped here. At least we've got time for this to move down, and we will be able to see what's going on with that pattern, and also what's going on with the other markets as well. So I put this thin line through here. So if that becomes the retested resistance, then just go in with half a position, and then we'll look to build into that to the downside there. So this is much the same for the upside here as well. So we can see from this point here that we can look at this in 5 waves here as 1 and 2 here, hasn't broken the low, and then a 3rd wave and a 4th wave and a 5th wave here. So Yeah, I'll probably need to keep this one here as part of that trend here, breaking out of that trend into this one here as an A and a B and a C wave coming up to here. So yeah, we may not see a new high here on the cash market for this, because it also looks like we've got 5 waves down here as well. So 1 and 2 here and 3, the time this comes back into the session. So the futures market here could be, is definitely topping out here somewhere. So we get that turn in the market. I guess, yeah, just be a little bit mindful of that. And the France is much the same as well. So with France here, we were looking at counting 5 waves down, but we only got 3 waves down. So we've got this A, B, and C wave down through to here. I guess we could look at this as wave 4, but it's certainly moved up too high. It's moved up to the 50% retracement level here. Oh, we've seen that before, but so this wave 3 here is probably not the case, and we'll look at this as the A wave here. So in this instance here, this is much the same pattern as the other markets as well. A breach of this one, this low here, can put us on the short side. But really, copying this here, this is also a long trade setup here, because it's done all the right things here. It's migrated from being resistance to support here. So you could actually go long there, but if that's going to be the case, because it's not in our wave count, we better just have a smaller position there and keep a tight stop on it there as well. And this is also the same for the MIB as well. For Italy here as well, we'd been looking at this slightly different here, this trend, but we're counting from here as 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So an A and a B and a C coming back to this wave 4 here. So we look to go short here, that's fine. We can also look to go short here. So if you're short already there, that's fine. We can leave the stop just above that 61.8% mark here, which is pretty close to where you got in. So I mean, we don't want it going back above that 61.8% there. So you have to put that, if you're short in this space, then put your stop here. And you can also look to go short if this becomes the retested resistance down here. And you know the routine, so we'll come down for the bounce, back up, through, check on that reference point, and then move down from that area there. There's also going to be support at the 800 here as well. So that 800 here may see a bounce back to here before going down again. So just need to be a bit mindful of that. But it really does appear that we've got 5 waves here. So that's why we were looking for a correction back into this space and then rolling down further from that point. So we're sort of on track there. It's difficult trading against the trend. It's in the first instances, it's sort of reluctant to move down. There's a lot of shift of power that goes on. So you get those odd spikes. All right, I'm just going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.